When I bought my house, this area was populated mostly by older working class people, some young professionals. Next door to me there was a very old, 95 or so year old guy who loved to tell me tales about how the area was bombed during the war, and talked to me about his garden and his plants, and every now and again he'd come and do some of my gardening. Because what's happened over the last few years is that the area has been overtaken by a whole mass of students. As the older people have died away, the landlords have bought the properties and put in masses and masses of students. Any people who had the sense to move out during that time, their houses were bought up by landlords. There was a massive surge in the property values around here. It's a different tale now, but the students are a nuisance because they know this isn't their home, and they come in the autumn, and especially the first years, they know they're away from home, they're away from mummy and daddy, and they think they can do what the bleeding hell they like. And I think it comes of the fact that A-levels virtually have A stamped on them with rubber stamps, whereas when I took A-levels, getting an A grade was very, very rare. Now they're handed out like Smarties, so inevitably you have a lot of yobs going to university. Last year they moved in next door to me, and the ones I'd had previous to them had been okay, but last year I had a group in, and the first thing they did was have a party, just as all students do when they first go to university. You don't know anybody, it's a new place, and you feel very disorientated. But about sort of 4 o'clock in the morning, I'd had enough of it, so I knocked on the door and I said, "Would you mind turning your noise down now, please?" They crowded around the door and drunkenly shouted abuse at me, so I thought, well, I'm leaving this for the moment. But a few days later, thump, 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 the bass that was carrying over from next door. Well, I thought they obviously don't realise that even though these are brick-built houses, the noise still carries from one house to the next. So I thought I'd just go and have a quiet word with them. I knocked on their door and I said, "I can hear your noise next door. Would you mind very much turning it down?" Very politely and very nicely. And once again, the whole house crowded around the door, yelled abuse, saying, "We can do what the hell we like, we pay our rent." And I argued back with them, saying, well, that may be very well, but to you this is just a stopping off place, whereas I will still be here when you've gone. And they said, well, we don't care about the fact that you're a resident, we're residents too, we pay our rent. Fair enough, but they should be considerate of other people, and so I left it until the next day. Thump, thump, thump. And I knew that if I went around to see them, I was going to get the same abuse I'd had the day before. So I got in touch with the university housing officer, who eventually sorted it out. The October sort of rush tends to be particularly bad until around about Christmas, when they start to realise they've actually got essays to write and books to read and work to do, and the academic pressure begins to build up on them. Things quieten down ever so slightly, and then they go away for the Christmas holidays, which is a blessing. They come back and start to have a few parties. They get together for New Year's parties. They have no idea of time. I know I tend to be a bit nocturnal, but I still have a sense of when it's 4 o'clock in the morning, and that other people don't actually want me to be making a very loud noise. So I've heard of these things called headphones, which I put on if I want to listen to music at 4 o'clock in the morning. When the students are doing their exams in the early summer, and oh, it's nice, you could hear a pin drop around here, and you get a wonderful break between when the students start studying until after the exams. Then after the exams they all have leaving parties and end of the exam parties. The thumps are coming from one direction, from another direction, from across the road. There are fireworks going off in the gardens, frightening my poor little pussycats, which means that the cats have to be locked in. Then there's the summer, the blessed summer, when they've all gone away, except who moves in the summer? The builders. And I get woken up at godforsaken hours with bang, 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 as they do lots of drilling, lots of banging, and I sit there and I think, surely their arm aches by now. Can't they take a rest? Haven't they forgotten about things like tea breaks? Apparently builders don't take tea breaks anymore. You know, I think Margaret Thatcher probably killed all that off. So I have that all summer while the landlords are doing the maintenance work, so that they can have yet more students in. But what a lot of the landlords don't seem to have realised is that there is actually an oversupply of student accommodation, except that they've stopped buying so many houses. They're just extending the ones that they've got. I've noticed even some of them have gone up for sale, stayed up for sale, and the residents who move out are having problems selling their houses, which means there's been a slight dive in the property prices. Imagine that you're a young couple starting up a family, looking for your first home, getting on the property ladder. You're going to think, I'm not going to that area. Oh, it's a student ghetto. It is. That is exactly what it has become. So that's really my grudge against students, is that they've turned this area into a ghetto. But walk in my shoes during October and then disagree with me. Bye bye for now. Bye.